going to happen, but I'm just throwing that out there. It happens. People put their guard down, but that's also a way to set yourself up for trouble in the future. Who knows how those situations can blow up? And I'll give you an example. I heard a story about one particular scrub who, I don't know their name exactly. I didn't ask. I didn't really want to know, but I guess this person got in some trouble and ended up losing their position because they talked back to a surgeon. They got a reputation for not learning, for not being, you couldn't teach this person. They would make a mistake, and whenever they got corrected, they couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle constructive criticism. They weren't there for the patient, they were there for themselves. And after a few months of this going on, it was decided that this person wasn't going to be a good fit in the OR, and they were removed. So let that be a lesson in the future. And that actually ties into my next thing. Preceptors can be frustrating. You're gonna be frustrated at least once or twice, and it could be for a number of things. Whether you get a preceptor who doesn't want you to be there, or a preceptor that is too, I want to say, too nitpicky, too particular, to the point where it's very difficult for you to even work. I've had all kinds of preceptors, and the one of the worst preceptors I had, they did not want me in that room, and it was very, very hard to work in there because they didn't want me in there. I'm new. It's like my first week, and I'm trying to learn from this person, and they make it clear from the moment I'm in there that they don't like me in there because I'm a student and I'm new and I don't know anything. It's very difficult, but I did the best that I could. And you'll be in that situation too. I can't even imagine what it must be like to work in a room with a surgeon that doesn't like you. But guess what? I'm going to be in that situation sooner or later. You're just going to have to deal with it. I chose, this is the career that I chose, and I'm fully prepared to be put in that kind of situation. Um, you also have to give these preceptors the benefit of the doubt. They know you're a student, but they don't know your skills. You could have been at this clinical site for months, and if you're working with them on a particular day, they don't know what you've seen or what you've done. I've been in situations where I've done the case, like it's a small case, like an inguinal hernia or something, and I've scrubbed that case like 5 or 6 times or something like that, and I've worked with this particular surgeon before. I'm confident that I can do it. But this preceptor doesn't know that, and they're in here nitpicking everything I do. Don't take it personally. They don't know how good you are or how confident you are. Even if you're confident, they still might feel necessary to give you guidance or correct you. That's not necessarily always a problem with me. My issue is when they come in and change things. I'm new. I understand that. I know that. But because I'm learning, I have to work that much harder to be consistent. Consistency is one of the things that I'm trying to build when I'm setting up. So when a preceptor comes in and they see my setup and then they go in and change it, it's a couple of times it's been very frustrating for me. But you can't be rude to them. They're trying to help. But at the same time, you have to remember it's not about you. It's about the patient. It's about the people you're working with. You are a team. You can't just think that, oh, this is your back table. You can't think like that, because that preceptor might have to take over for you if something changes or something happens. Not to mention if someone takes over, because someone might come in to relieve you. You have to think about that person as well. You have to set up in a way that if someone takes over for you, they can handle. They can handle the case. So don't be selfish, and don't give them attitude if you set up your back table and your preceptor doesn't like it and they want to change it. You know, you're going to have to bite your lip. I had a preceptor who actually insulted me almost insulted me and the school I went to because I did something that they didn't like, and they're like, "Where did you learn that? That they never used to teach us that at school." At when I was in school, and this person has been doing this for maybe 10, 15 years or something like that. And I was just like, well, that's what they showed me. And you have to make peace. You can't, don't make war, make peace. But you might be put in a situation where someone might, they just don't trust your skills. But that's a good opportunity to prove to them that you can do it. That same preceptor who was basically behind my ear and changing my setup and everything, the next case, she did that at least twice. And then another case came up, and she wasn't confident that I could set up the case quick enough. But guess what? I looked at her and I said, I can set this up. Don't worry. I've done it before. I can do it again. And I did it. I set it up. She was even impressed to the point where she actually came up later and she said, I realized that I've actually I've been a little too close, and I actually have been changing your setup a couple of times. And she actually apologized. You know why? Because I showed her that I do have the skills, that I do have the capability to handle certain cases, and I do have the potential to learn. And you'll have to show some people that as well. So again, time management. You gotta manage your time wisely. Do your homework, don't forget about projects, and prepare for your CST. That's very important. Also watch your hours. I always know what my hours are. I know where I am every week. Oh, I'm at 70. Okay. Or now I'm at 80, 88. Now I'm at 95. Check. And plan ahead. If you miss an hour, immediately try and make that hour up the next day if you can. Because it will help you. You will set yourself up big time if you get in the habit of leaving early and waiting until the last minute to try and make up hours. It's not smart. It's not smart. Don't do it. And nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Don't get broken up if you make one. And don't hold it against others if they make one either. It happens. And, preceptors, they can be frustrating sometimes. But don't make a big deal out of everything that they do, because for the most part, a majority of them are just trying to do their job. They're just trying to do their job, and some of them are just trying to help you. So don't focus on the negative, focus on the positive. And that's it for my journal. Thank you for listening.